The men's Omnium already has had its various rounds. And here we go to decide who takes the world title. As things stand, still a lot of riders in the hunt. The Omnium standings, Consoni is the leader. Consoni on 98, Sanyok on 98, Van Schip on 92, Shishku is there on 84, but there's a lot of riders queuing up behind. So there are points all the way through to try and close up the gaps.
In het onderdeel waar de fans van Jan-Willem van Schip op dit moment al een beetje aan het opwarmen zijn. Staat in de derde positie met 92 punten achter Italië en Polen. Houden we in de gaten.
So the points race is very simple to explain. There are points every 10 laps. 100 laps in total. A few last minute adjustments going to happen here for the bike of Simone Consoni. The riders then getting themselves ready before they're held up. Consoni the leader, Sanyok is equal on points, Van Schip is in third, and we'll see who takes this World Omnium title.
Albertones uit Spanje, Lindsay de Wilde uit België, Felix Indis uit Ierland, Aiden Geers uit Canada, Thomas Conte uit Argentinië.
And these riders then on the start line, some starting on the fencing at the top, some standing down at the bottom, being held up by their coaches. That's Raman Shishku of Belarus. Behind him, the defending champion, who's Ben Thomas, but he's not having a great round of racing yet. But let's wait and see what happens. He's moved his way up the standings before. There's Consoni, who is the leader. Rides for UAE Team Emirates. On the road, Jan-Willem van Schip. Behind him is the New Zealand rider. And that's Campbell Stewart. And there we are with Ivo Oliveira, who's very disappointed about his performance in the last race. The points race then. There will be 100 laps, 10 sprints. And the laps all the time, 10 sprints, laps will count down, 10 sprints, we'll have 5, 3, 2 and 1, and then double points on the last lap of racing. Let's 100 laps to go, and the riders all just lining out. So things will settle down a little bit, and then we'll wait and see how the sprints develop. Very important for any riders who want to win this that they score some early points. 98 laps to go. Consoni needs to ride near the front as much as possible, avoid any attacks. If someone takes a lap, they get 20 points. 5, 3, 2 and 1 points for the first riders across the line, the end of every 10 laps. And then, of course, the double points on the final lap. 96 laps to go, coming up to the first sprint. And on the front then, the Mexican rider. Polish rider Simon Saniok taking over. Ivo Oliveira getting involved in the action. And no one really has broken away yet. Ivo Oliveira on the front. A big attack then. Comes from the Japanese rider. Here Hashimoto goes on the move now. Hashimoto is the rider who has gone clear in the red and white of Japan. Bit of a move by the rider from the Czech Republic who tries to go across. And Aya Hashimoto is the rider on the attack with 2 laps to go to the sprint coming up now. Mexican rider on the front, and that is Ignacio Prado. He's not really involved in the overall situation. 1 lap to go to the first sprint of the night, and Hashimoto is up there. Consoni is also there. Whereas all the other riders are involved in the various action earlier on. Saniok is up there. Consoni is still there too. And it looks like it's going to be Hashimoto, followed by Saniok, followed by Volikakis, followed by Consoni. Behind him, Daniel Holloway. 90 laps to go. Confirmation of that sprint. 5 points going to Hashimoto, 3 with Saniok, 2 with Volikakis, 1 to Consoni, which means that the standings are Saniok leading with 101 points, Consoni on 99, Van Schip on 92. Bit of an attack at the front. It's coming from the Great Britain rider, Ollie Wood, who's way down the standings in 16th place. And he joins up here with Daniel Holloway of the United States of America. So Holloway disappointed to be eliminated in that last race. And Holloway has been involved in some of the great World Cups so far. He won the gold in Santiago. The 3 riders now combining at the front. Holloway, Oliver Wood and Hashimoto going clear. The rest of the peloton still got good legs. They all swing up now. And it is Nicholas Larsen of Denmark who doesn't want to go with that move. 3 riders clear. Van Schip trying to jump across as well. The race coming all back together. And the 3 riders at the front decide they're not going to go with it. But Ollie Wood decides he is, so he presses on a little more, trying to stretch the race out. Jan-Willem van Schip at the front now for the Netherlands, lying in the bronze medal position. Daniel Holloway in 14th place. He's going to be pretty disappointed not to be high up. He was looking to try and take a medal here. Been training in Mallorca for quite a while to try and secure a world championship. And now the attack, and it comes from France. Van Schip is looking good though, and if he starts to accumulate points, he could win this gold medal. So the French rider going for this first sprint. This is Ben Thomas, but Van Schip takes the 5. It's closing up on the gold medal now.
stand van zaken. Sign-on namens Polen.
Great sprint there by Van Schip of the Netherlands. 79 laps to go. Down to the bottom of the track. Confirmation on the screen. Van Schip takes 5. Thomas takes 3. Wood takes 2. Oliveira takes 1. Which means Sanyok leads with 101 to 99 to Consoni and 97 to Van Schip. Slight attack here by one rider. And it is a Frenchman who's still clear, and it's Benjamin Thomas, world champion last season, World Cup winner in Manchester, who's about to be joined by the Polish rider, Simon Sanyok, and everyone else looking around at each other. Sanyok on the front, now joining up with Ben Thomas. They've got about a quarter of a lap. Very important moment for them, because if Ben Thomas moves up, he'd be on 97. Should put him equal on points with Van Schip. And Sanyok is a danger man as well. Sanyok, of course, the leader with 101 points. So anyone else who wants to take the overall lead has got to try and go with these two riders. Sanyok in the red and white, Ben Thomas in the blue. Felix English swings up the track, and a little bit of a reaction from Albert Torres. 73 laps to go now. Heading towards the next sprint, which will be in 3 laps' time. Peloton seem to be closing in a little bit. Albert Torres, bronze medalist in 2017, goes to the front, followed by Ollie Wood. Behind him, the Canadian rider, and that's Aiden Caves. Jan-Willem Van Schip looking for more points. The crowd appreciating the work that he's doing. If he takes this, he will move on to second place. So it's Benjamin Thomas who took the 5. Sanyok took the 3. And Van Schip scored points as well. There's the 3rd place sprint. Van Schip takes it ahead of Prado. Benjamin Thomas took 5, Sanyok 3, then Van Schip 2, and Prado took 1. Which now means that Sanyok is the leader by 5 points. Meanwhile, there's one rider on the attack. There's confirmation after sprint 3, Sanyok 104, Consoni on 99, Van Schip on 99, and Shishku on 84. Your speed reading classes continue. Felix English on the attack, 67 laps to go. Felix English of Ireland getting close to taking a lap here. He hasn't really figured in this Omnium, which is a bit of a shame for him. They've been training also in Mallorca. The Irish team are based there, but he could be the first rider to take a lap. Sanyok's trying to pick the pace up a little more. There in the red and white. Sanyok this season took a silver in the World Cup in Poland, in Pruszków. That's where the World Championships are going to be next time. Pruszków in Poland. Felix English, the tongue hanging out. Still working hard. Not far from the next sprint. Nicholas Larsson at the top, Aiden Caves. Felix English, you can see him there in the background, getting closer to this lap. 63 laps to go, but there will be a sudden acceleration soon. What he wants to do is close up now, take the points, and then take the lap. But I don't know if he's going to be able to do it. Felix English takes 20 points and goes straight up the streak. The sprint going on, and it's Oliveira, Van Schip. Daniel Holloway takes 1 point that time.
3 points in the Netherlands, 2 points in Belarus, 1 point in the United States. Ook de Italiaanse sprint die pakte even naast de punten. Dat is positief nieuws voor Nederland.
Well, Van Schip is turning on the pressure now. He's closing in on Sanyok. Oliveira took 5, Van Schip took 3, Shishku 2 and Daniel Holloway 1.
104 punten voor de Polen.
Which means that the gap between the leaders has diminished yet again. Sanyok 2 points now ahead of Van Schip. Consoni holding on in third place on 99. It's kind of there or thereabouts all the time, Consoni. Attack at the front by Albert Torres, joined by one more rider. That's Hashimoto. Took silver in the World Cup in Santiago. Only one rider has taken a lap, Felix English of Ireland.
Daniel Holloway.
55 laps to go. Campbell Stewart of New Zealand trying to make a bit of a move now. Albert Torres actually spent a bit of time as a rider in Great Britain, riding for the rally team. Lots of criterium races in Great Britain. So it means the track speed of these riders works really well. And Felix English, who's in here, riding for Ireland, he was a great crit winner in Great Britain. And another rider who spent quite a lot of time actually also riding for the rally team in Great Britain was Daniel Holloway, or Hollywood, as they call him. He's ridden lots of 6 days as well. So it's certainly a good place for the track riders to go for the summer season. 3 riders on the attack, and it's Oliveira, Torres, Hashimoto and Nicholas Larsson now trying to come across. And Hollywood of Great Britain also trying to make his way across to the leaders. Sprint lap, and it's Oliveira who takes it. If you'd like to message at UCI_track, Drew McKinley has said class lap by Felix English. Craig Hardy says the same. Oliveira took 5 that time, Torres took 3. Hashimoto was in third place, taking 2 points. 14 minutes have gone by. Well, this group of 5 riders are getting very close to taking a lap. And it's going to help Oliveira considerably, because he'll move on to 94 points and he'll be 5 points off the lead of the actual of the bronze medal position. Big move here then. These 5 riders are closing in. It's going to help Larsson, but he's been out the hunt this time. Oliveira really keen to get up there, and some riders take a lap. Oliveira's one of them, which means he will move into the hunt for the bronze medal. 45 laps to go. Larsson, Oliveira, Torres, Wood and Hashimoto take a lap on the field.
En van Schip heeft gezien dat daar onze Italianen vooraan rijdt. En ik moet daar een beetje bij zijn. Zaken zijn opgeteld. Oliveira 94 punten, vierde positie, 25 voor
An attack now by Prado of Mexico, trying to go clear. 43 laps to go. Still poised. Only 5 points between the top 3 riders. The medals are going anywhere right now. And Oliveira's still also in with a chance. If he takes one sprint, he would close right in on Consoni, and he would be in the hunt too. 1 lap to go to the next sprint. Prado is up there. Moving up also, Campbell Stewart. Consoni decides to get involved in the action. He senses the danger, being poised by Ivo Oliveira, member of the Hagen Berman's Pro Continental Road team. So Campbell Stewart takes 3 points. Behind him is Consoni taking 2, but Prado took the 5. 39 laps to go. Still anyone's race for this Omnium. Jan Willem van Schip could still win the world title. Prado took 5, Campbell Stewart 3, Consoni 2, Valikarkas took 1. That's 6 sprints gone. And here's the standings, poised right now. Sanyok 104, Van Schip 102, Consoni 101, Oliveira now on 94. So there are 3 points separating the top 3 riders. Nice little update then of the next group of standings. Thanks to the graphics guys for throwing that up on the screen, and so we know exactly what's going on as we count down to the conclusion of this 4-race Omnium. Scratch race, tempo race, elimination race, points race to decide the world title. Now 4 or 5 riders going clear from the front, led by Benjamin Thomas. Needs to be a reaction here, because Consoni and Benjamin Thomas in this front group are very dangerous. Oh, there's been a bit of a crash. A big crash. Van Schip has hit the deck. So has the Czech Republic rider, and also the Belarusian has hit the deck too. And there are riders now who need to get themselves back on the bike. Van Schip sitting in 2nd place. Just having a look to see what happened. It was a big crash by the Belarusian, and the bike went up, and look at that, Van Schip had nowhere to go. He took off, and they're looking for a new bike for him now. It will be neutralised. Here it is from the camera. Look at that, the bike goes up, Van Schip goes right over the top. The race currently not neutralised. So the sprint's going on now. It's continued, and this race is flat out. Riders trying to rejoin, and it's Hollywood at the front, followed by Consoni. Consoni now got an opportunity to try and go firmly to the top of the leaderboard. The race is all over the place. Van Schip rejoins. He's absolutely covered in track grazes, and the Dutch giving him a cheer down the back straight. But Van Schip rejoining, he won't lose any laps. Hollywood 5, Consoni 3, Campbell Stewart 2, Sanyok with 1. So Sanyok rejoins the race. The front of the race is Larsen in the red and white. Sanyok all over the place here on his spare bike. It won't be his preferred bike. Wow, 28 laps to go. We'll get an update on the screen soon, I'm sure, just so you know what happened and where the standings are. Here we go. Sanyok with 105, Consoni 104, Van Schip on 102, and Oliveira now on 94. So the last 3 sprints are going to be critical to decide the world title. Oh, Van Schip has got absolutely ripped to pieces on his hips, and also across his back. A big problem for the Belarusian rider. Look at the amount of road rash and the dirt on him. He's also got a puncture now, I think. They're looking for another bike. The mechanics are sprinting across the track to try and get to him in time. I want to see the speed. It's the fastest 100 meters we've seen in this track ever. On the front then, Claudio Imhoff. Drama in this Omnium. Staniok of Poland is the leader. Consoni 1 point behind. Van Schip is 3 points behind. Oliveira's 11 points behind. Van Schip will ride on adrenaline now all the way to the finish. And the crowd really getting behind him as he goes to the front. The Belarusian is about to rejoin Roman Shishku. Van Schip getting big cheers here by the crowd. They really are getting behind him now to try and take a medal. It's in the bronze medal position. He's on the front already, covered in blood and grazes. Van Schip is trying to take the points here. Ben Thomas is trying to go with him. Hollywood challenges on the outside. Van Schip is there. Staniok is there too. The crowd are absolutely on their feet in this arena now. Fantastic racing. Van Schip is looking for more points. Here's the sprint. It was Hollywood, I think Van Schip, then Staniok. Not sure who took it. We'll get confirmation in a moment. 19 laps to go. Van Schip is looking to get in the wheels. It must be hurting now. 18 laps to go. 22, nearly 23 minutes have gone. Felix English trying to break away again. Michael Cooper, thanks for your message. Aidan Case getting a shout. Hollywood took 5 on sprint 8. Van Schip took 3. Staniok took 2. Thomas took 1. Which means that Staniok is still the leader. He's the rider there in the red and white for Poland. 16 laps to go as Felix English goes clear. Staniok there has a 2-point advantage on Van Schip. And Consoni is in third. Remember, there are 10 points for the final sprint. 10, 6, 4 and 2. 15 laps to go. Consoni flat out on the front of the peloton. Still an advantage for Larsen, who's going clear for Denmark. Larsen are way down the field. 14 laps to go. And Nicholas Larsen is on the attack. He's 12th overall. He's already taken 1 lap. He's looking to take another. Torres is going with him. This would only move him up, though, into a couple of places, even with this. 13 laps to go. Torres is coming across. So Van Schip knows he can still win the world title. Consoni and Staniok constantly near the front. Van Schip's number is just flowing in the wind. Larsen takes the bell for another sprint. Torres behind him. And it is Shishku, followed by Van Schip. And a little bit further back is Staniok. So if Van Schip takes some points here, then he's going to move himself even closer to the gold medal. Larsen takes the 5, Torres takes 3, and Van Schip takes 2, which means he's now equal on points at the top. With 1 sprint to go, Van Schip now is in prime position to win the world title. What a story this would be. We're coming down to the last sprint, which has 10, 6, 4 and 2. Larsen took 5, Torres 3, Van Schip 2, Shishku 1, which means that this is how it looks. Staniok on 107, Van Schip on 107, Consoni on 104. It's coming down to the final sprint to decide where the rainbow bands go. Staniok moves up, Van Schip is with him. If things stayed like this and they didn't score any points, then Saniok will be the world champion, and Van Schip needs to know that. It's done on countback of number of points. Van Schip trying to work his way through. Consoni also there. Remember, Consoni can win the world title. He has 104. There are 10 points on the line, 6 for second place. So if Consoni wins and Saniok or Van Schip is second, then Consoni would be the world champion. All sorts of options still in this string of riders, and I'm not sure that Van Schip and Saniok know that. But Consoni's moving up to try and win for the Italians. He's the rider in the blue. Van Schip is finding his way through the traffic. The final sprint beckons. 3 laps to go to the final sprint. Consoni is up there. Consoni is going for this. If Consoni wins the sprint, then he would be the world champion. But he has to win the sprint. Van Schip is there. Consoni's looking for some wheels. What's he doing? 2 to go. Consoni's looking for a lead out here. Van Schip is moving up. Saniok moving up as well. Consoni is going for this. And it's going to be a furious sprint. Van Schip is also there. Consoni is in the prime position. Who's going to win this sprint? Moving up on the outside. Oh, it's some bumping and barging. Van Schip is also there, but he's tying up a little bit. He doesn't seem to have the legs. Saniok is going to take the world title. Saniok moves up to take the points. Saniok wins the world championship for Poland. Behind him will be, I think, Consoni or Van Schip maybe just held on there, but Saniok is the world champion. Saniok takes it, Van Schip will take the silver, Consoni will take the bronze. Very well done to the Polish rider Saniok, and well done to Jan Willem van Schip, who takes the silver. The legs just had nothing left in that final sprint, but he will be on the podium. Simon Saniok takes the world title for Poland. The crowd all around me, all just standing up and applauding. A stunning race. That's all you can ask for. Well, the Omnium is edge of your seat stuff. Jan Willem van Schip now recovers enough to raise an arm. His mouth is wide open. He's covered in battle scars. What a great race. True spectacle right down to the last sprint. Van Schip trying to recover. The shorts are ripped to pieces. Saniok is just down to my left-hand side, standing right in the crowd with the Polish flag. Brilliant racing, absolutely brilliant racing. Look at Van Schip, you can just see the legs finally just had nothing there.
Vijf dagen wereldsporters in Omnisport. Maar ook 5 dagen de beste supporters van de hele wereld uit Nederland. En al onze gasten die zijn van all over the world. De baan wordt gecheckt, want er zijn gewoon stukjes akkoya-hout uit de baan bewegen. Zo is het in één dag.
Enthralling racing here in that Omnium. The world champion Simon Saniok of Poland.
Nederland haalt bij zijn 9e medaille. En dat betekent dat hij de meest succesvolle wereldkampioenschap
Sanyuk's finally able to come round and get off his bike. This was that big crash. Look at the bike and watch Van Schip. Wow. Slid for such a long way. Well, now we get our breath back, we'll turn our attention back to the sprints. The sprints coming up. Van Schip checking out the battle scars. And here's the final result. Sanyuk won with 111 points. The Dutch rider Van Schip in second with 107, and Consoni takes the bronze, 104. Defending champion Benjamin Thomas down in 9th place. Here's the rundown of the rest of the riders.